are the Liberal Democratic candidate for Canterbury.
Yep.
Why do you think you'd be an appropriate candidate for Canterbury when you started your career in Dorking? How well are you familiar with the area given your recent election to the post?
Right. Well, I obviously haven't been here for very, very long. Some people have said I've been parachuted in, but people who are parachuted in tend to be the heroes to save the day. Yes, I have learned a lot about Canterbury, a huge amount. I've been walking the streets, driving around, getting into traffic jams, finding out about all the things, the issues of infrastructure and hospitals and drug problems, etc., no police, all those things that... And I have to say, it's actually very interesting because Canterbury is like Dorking on steroids. So a lot of the things are similar because we're both in the home counties. We both have the same issues of narrow lanes, places to park, and all those sort of things. So it's been quite easy for me to actually build on the knowledge of my own hometown and area, and look at Canterbury and the rural areas around Canterbury and Whitstable.
Very interesting, thank you. Now, many people, both internally and externally, in the Liberal Democrats and outside, have said that a candidate shouldn't be stood in this area after Tim Walker voluntarily stepped down to help Rosie. What would you like to say to those people?
I would say to those people, as Liberal Democrats, we have to be loyal to our members. We've had a lot of new members in the recent years since the referendum. Those people need somewhere to vote. A lot of those people will not vote Labour and they will not vote Conservative. The other side of that is there are many Remain voters who have always voted Conservative. Now, where would they vote? They would many of them would never consider a Labour candidate. So they have no place to vote. If there isn't a Liberal Democrat candidate, they could very well go, OK, I always vote Conservative, that's what I'm going to do. Which would be tragic because this is a Remain area and you need a proper Remain vote. And I'm afraid Liberal Democrat vote is the only real Remain vote because Jeremy Corbyn is sitting on the fence. I mean, look at him talking about up north last week, saying they've got to change their system and actually get people to think, well, actually, we might end up leaving. I mean, you know, it's a very blurred campaign that they're leading. And I know Rosie is popular, but Liberal Democrats are the Remain vote in Canterbury.
Thank you. And how would you respond to those that say that the Liberal Democrats let students down when raising tuition fees following the 2010 general election in the coalition?
I was not a politician at the time. I have had my own children go to uni. My daughter is at uni right at the moment and she's going to suffer the 6% interest. Now, I want to make a point here. We shouldn't have put the fees up. We shouldn't have done that. And I think that the Liberal Democrats have apologised for that many, many times. We are going to reintroduce maintenance grants. I think we should take it further. I think we should give the fees. And I'm a bit disappointed. But if I was in government, I would lobby for that. I would push for that, definitely, because I can see that, and I would make the point that it wasn't the Liberal Democrats that made the fee so expensive and put that interest rate up there. So, you know, yes, I answer this question in caution, because they did do the wrong thing. They have admitted it, and I think they would like to change it. I think we need to take our policies further.
Thank you. Now, the Liberal Democrats have proposed radical initiatives for the climate. How do you think these could be best rolled out in our Canterbury area specifically?
Well, I know there was a solar farm put in Graveney, I think it's called, but apparently it was so huge it would probably ruin the green belt, and that's where we have problems, don't we? I have had lots of ideas about green initiatives. I mean, we need to clean up our air. Some of the Liberal Democrat, particularly the Liberal Democrat councillor for the county, is wanting to clean up our air and put air filters in certain places near St Thomas's School and other places. She's not favouritising the school, but we need to put many more in electric vehicle points. We need to encourage people to walk and use bicycles. We need to plant trees wherever possible and work together. Where I am locally, I have created a local forum, an environment forum, where we bring all the groups together and work together and put our ideas together. And I've tried to get all our county boroughs and districts to work together as well. And I believe we need to be working from the ground up and from the up down. we have to work to this together. We need to get Canada and Australia and the States to work, and we have to make that Paris Agreement work. There's the Madrid summit going on at the moment. I hope lots of things will stream down into Canterbury and encourage clean air and mitigate the climate change.
Brilliant, thank you. And just one last question. Given your ex-Liberal Democrat candidate today endorsed Rosie Duffield for the seat, how do you feel about that? And is there anything you'd like to say to those people who think Rosie might be the best option to keep the Tories out, especially in Canterbury?
Well, personally, I wouldn't have backed out at such a late stage. I can't agree. I wouldn't behave like that. His nominations had been placed, and then 3 hours later he withdrew. So I think it was a little bit late. I am saddened that he is now campaigning for Rosie, but I do wonder if the Liberal Democrats have asked him not to campaign for them. I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm disappointed in that. Sorry, what was the other question?
That was it, really.
Oh,
Just
right.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, yeah. So no,
Exactly.
you were asking about Rosie. Rosie and I had a conversation 2 weeks ago, and she agrees that I can as I said earlier, that I could pick up a lot of the Conservative votes, and she doesn't seem to be that fazed because she's a very popular candidate, and who knows how people are going to vote. People still haven't made up their mind. I don't think they're going to make up their mind until they're in the booth. Yeah.
Right, and that's all from us. Thank you very much for talking to us, Miss Malcomson. It was lovely to meet you.